Hello, Steampunk Tiki followers. It's Sean here. Welcome to the dungeon, where I make my props and some of my fun fantasy objects for the Steampunk Tiki world, which I hope to introduce you to in the up and coming months. So, let's make something. And I feel like making a mold to make keychains of a 20-sided die. Because back in the day, my life was ruled by the roll of this die. Whether my dwarf succeeded or failed, took a ship, or fell off a cliff. This is what made up my world in the younger days. So, I want to try to relive some of those fond memories with a 20-sided die keychain. So, let's get started on making a mold. So, you're going to need a piece of PVC pipe, and we're going to seal the bottom with some tape. Then we are going to clearly find the 20-sider and taking our fingers and neatly sticking it to the tape. We're going to take and seal the outside with some super glue. This way no leakage. Alright, with that done, stay tuned to see what happens. We need to find a reference point. Here's where the technical stuff happens. You take part 1 and part 2 of equal amounts, and we mix them together and see what happens. Zero out the scale. And I tell you, if you don't have a mask, you need one. And I have one. Just don't know where it is. And I think we're going to need a fair amount to make this mold. And I don't want to have to remix, so I'm going to give it a good old educated guess. And the next part. .29. Well, a little bit over. Close enough. Now we mix and play. You want a nice slow mix. We gotta mix this for about a minute. So, to 5. So, I'll speed up the camera for you. And we'll skip to the magic. You're gonna want a slow pour to try not to make a lot of bubbles. You don't want to cover the die. You just want a nice slow pour. You want to gradually go up the die so there's not any bubbles around the die. And then I'm going to want to put about a 1/2 inch over the die. so I get good, secure coverage. So can reuse this mold a few times. There we go. And that's it. See if we can tap out any bubbles. I don't have a pressure pot yet. Tiki's budget's kind of tight with the new McTiki mansion that we bought, but it allows me to have a dungeon and a workspace. And soon we will be having the new Tiki bar. Okay, let's get ready to pour the second part of the mold. We're going to pour the top now. Nice and slow again, up high. Trying to fill all the keys we made. And fill it to the top. Try not to get a lot of bubbles. Want to try to make a good, solid top. And hope we poured just enough and the right amount. Now you wait again. All right, so here we go. The mold is set. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for the reveal of my first ever resin dice or die, 20-sided die. Thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed making a die with Steampunk Tiki for a keychain.